Shri Kailasamatadisham Tirchiswami Yatishwaram Bhavatitam Bhavaharam Vandeham Paramam Gurum Sadhu Priyam Kripabdhincha Shantamurtim Taponidhim Shishya Prashishya Rupena Bodhakam Gurumashraye Amba Shambhavi Chandramauli Rabala Parna Uma Parvati Kali Haimavati Shiva Trinayani Katyayani Bhairavi Savitri Navayuvana Shubhakari Samrajya Lakshmi Prada Chidrupa Paradevata Bhagavati Shri Rajarajeshawari. Today we will have the topic, the effect of our actions. The topic is the effect of our actions. Many times we have heard the word karma. From different contexts we have heard the word karma. Today, actually speaking, the word karma has become an English word. It has been taken into the English dictionary also, karma. So what is that word karma? And how do we understand it so that our life becomes a better life? The word karma in a very simple translation is action. The second meaning of the word karma, simple translation, is the fruit of the action. These are the two meanings which we have for the word karma. One is the action itself, which is translated as kriya. You can call it as kriya. The other word is karma, means the fruit of our actions, which is divided into three types. We call it as prarabdha karma, which we are now experiencing. And there is another called as sanchita karma, which is still to come as a fruit. And agami karma, the fruit which accrues because of our present actions. Three types of karma, as far as the fruit is concerned. Then as far as the fruit is concerned, another analysis is called as ishta and anishta and mishra. You get the fruit what you desire, it's called as ishta phala. You get a fruit which you don't desire, it's called anishta phala. If you get a fruit which is mixed with those, then it's called mishrita phala. So three types. So first we will analyze from the point of view of action. We are all doing some activity or some action throughout the day from morning till evening. Now find out whether this action is voluntary or compulsory. These actions which you are doing, is it voluntary or is it compulsory? We'll just analyze that portion. So if it is voluntary, what we understand by the word voluntary is, then is I do it after I will to do it. And compulsory, not in the sense of somebody compelling us, but I am not able to control myself to do a particular activity. So it is compelling, something is compelling me to do. So involuntarily, doing it involuntarily. So we all know that there is something called as a little amount of freedom in our activities. We have freedom in our activities. For example, I can speak, I need not speak. You can sit down here, you need not sit down here. So we have this choice. So wherever there is a choice of doing or not doing, there it implies a freedom. It implies a freedom. So whenever there is a freedom, it means you can choose to do one thing and not do another thing. That choice is there. So this is what is called the meaning of activity or action. In the same meaning of activity or action, karma means we all are doing some activity or the other, and this activity we ourselves sometimes make it as compulsory. We say, I have to do it. Whenever we say, I have to do it, the have to do is from whose side? Because we ourselves have concluded that I have to do it. Let us say, for example, a child going to school, the child has to do homework. If we say, what does it mean? There is an ordinance from the school. There is an ordinance from the school. There is a rule in the school that given homework has to be done. So now, have to do is from whose side? I have to do when the child, I have to do homework means the school has said it has to be done and the child also has accepted I have to do. Two parts are there. Suppose a child comes and says, I have to do homework but I won't do. What does it mean? From the school side there is a compulsion, but the child is not willing to do. Or otherwise, There is no homework today. What shall I do? I myself will do some activity. There is no homework. School has not given any homework. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to study on my own. So the child itself child itself puts on itself an activity. So there is always a freedom for all of us. There is always a freedom for all of us to do or not to do. If you have any doubt in this particular point, you can ask. After we proceed. Anybody has a doubt in this particular, I am saying that we always have the freedom to do or not to do. If anybody has a doubt, you can ask me at this stage itself.
So you are saying about compulsory and voluntarily. Why can't it be a combination of both? Sometimes you like to do that thing, like homework, the subject you might like it. And it may be compulsory also from the teacher, you have a deadline, you have to finish it by this and that date. So it can be a combination of both too.
It can be a combination of both. Compulsory, as I told you, the word compulsory means either somebody whom we regard. Somebody whom we regard has said that it is to be done, and then you accepted that it has to be done. So it can be a combination of both also. It can be a combination of both also, compulsion and then voluntary acceptance of that. Any other doubt? It can be both. Any other doubt you have? Because it's a very vital question. It's a very vital question in life. To understand it nicely, then you proceed very well.
We comply with the law, so you don't come under this criteria.
For example, going on the left-hand side of the road.
GST returns.
Yeah, filing of GST returns in your particular sphere. Filing of GST, it is a compulsory act. It is a compulsion. But do you find everybody complying to that one?
Many people didn't even understand how to file. That's another
So
one.
that means, again you have the option is there. The option is there. Suppose you are complying, what does it mean? You do not want to face the consequences.
Yes.
That's why you are
And within
complying.
that time, I don't have to pay any penalty or interest.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. And then you can accumulate also. That means I don't want to complain, I am ready to face the consequences. Therefore, there also there is a freedom. It is very, very clear that you have freedom of action, including the time when you brush your teeth also. You are free to brush or not brush. You are free to brush or not brush. You are free to bathe or not bathe. All the time you have the freedom. It is you who decide for the one and not the other. Yes or no?
Yes.
So once we understand this freedom of action, then comes the fruit of action. This is a very vital point, okay? That is why in Sanskrit to say Swatantra Karta. The word Swatantra means free. Free. Swatantra means free. Swatantra Karta. The doer is always free. That is why even during marriage, are you ready to accept the person as a person? Are you ready? Yes. Able to follow this logic is that one. We comply to that. We comply to that. Why we don't ask that time? But you want to do it, so you comply. Therefore, these are all, this is as per
Maybe
the
the
act.
last choice for him.
So it's like saying the best among the two evils. So whatever it may be, chooser, you are the chooser. You are the one who chose and you are the one who has decided to do it. It may be for a split second. Within that split second, you have made the choice. So this, once you know this only, you can understand the entire theory of karma in the Sanatana. If you want to negate it, still you have time. Even now you have time to negate what I said. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it voluntary? You have the freedom or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Once that is known, then comes the fruit of the action. The fruit of the action, again, I said, has been divided into three types. One is prarabdha, the fruit of our past actions which we are experiencing now. What can be a fruit, for example? If you take a very concrete, practical example as sowing a seed. Sowing a seed in a field. Then you sow a seed in the mud. And then you look after that one, it produces a harvest. So now because you have sown the seed and you have looked after the requirements of that, you have the fruit. Similarly, if you sow a bad seed, for example, a seed which is not then it is not capable of germinating. If you sow that seed, will it germinate? It will not germinate. So depending upon the seed, the harvest is also decided. That is as far as a concrete example of sowing is concerned. A good act and a bad act. Let us say a good act, for example, you help somebody, and then I am just giving a normal possibility. Don't say that it can be otherwise also. We will come to that later. A normal possibility is I do a favor to somebody and you get back a favor. As you sow, so you reap. As you sow, so you reap. This is one possibility, that you do a good action and then you get back a good result. So you do a wrong action. For example, somebody is there, somebody is what do you call it, antisocial activity he does. He steals something. What happens to him? The law punishes him. The law punishes him. So that is the action and the fruit. The action and the fruit. Suppose a person in the a child was falling, drowning, somebody bravely goes and saves the child. He gets a medal. People praise him and then he gets an award and all these things. These are all possibility of you do a good action and you get a good result. You do a bad action and you get a bad result. This is a normal law. Sometimes we see you continuously do good action but still you get bad results. You want to do good to somebody, you go and do good to somebody, ultimately what happens? You get a bad name. What is the reason for that? Why is that? Why does it happen? So from this we deduce that there must have been some past action which I have done. A past action bearing the fruit now and the present action which I am doing good, it's going to bear fruit later. So action and the fruit have got a relationship, not immediately. I do an action and I get the fruit now, it's not an immediate relation. There is a story about a man who was in the jungle, and then when he went to the jungle he heard a very sound which was like weeping of an animal. An animal was whining. What is it? It was a lion, and he could see the lion. He climbed immediately on the tree and he didn't want to get hurt by this. The lion was holding its paw like this. So and he could make out that there was a thorn in the lion's hand. It's whining. How to remove that thorn? So he thought, slowly he made up his mind. He wanted to relieve the lion of that. So he came from behind the lion without the lion's knowledge, and very swiftly he removed the thorn and went in. He again went and hit again. And then he went in. After some time the lion went away and then he also went. Some years later, in some country, somebody was taken as captive. And in those days, the captive would be put into the arena and public used to watch how he used to be punished. So they would let loose a lion. And then the lion used to come and attack. They would see and enjoy how the lion killed this person. So the lion was let loose. But on that day, suddenly found the lion came near and saw that person and then silently sat down. So they inquired what happened. Then the man relates. He says, some time back I had saved a lion. I had removed the thorn from the lion's head. So this is an example, a story. From this we understand how one good act done somewhere in the past bears fruit somewhere much later. So in English, in Tamil and all the other languages we say, Kuduthu vechavan. Kuduthu vechavan means what exactly? He is enjoying very good fruit. That means sometime he must have given. So as you sow, so you reap is indicated in that. Kuduthu vechavan, sometime he must have given in charity. So now he gets back it. So all good actions which you have done in the past, they bear fruits now. They bear fruits. Similarly, although you seem to be doing good acts, you are suffering very much means sometime in the past you must have done some action. Some sort of an action which is very, very negative. So this is the fruit of the action. So keeping this fruit of the action, now how should we behave? Once you know what is action, that we have freedom to do action, and then we know what is the fruit of the action, how should we conduct ourselves? That question is important. What is the normal, what does scripture say? Punyavane madu. Always do good acts. Never compare yourself with somebody and say, when he is doing that, why should I not do that? That's not wisdom. That is not wisdom. A wise person is one who understands this law, and then law of karma, and always does good, irrespective of whether others do bad or good. That is not our criteria. One who wants to come up in life will always do good only. So again you may be seeing in this world that many people are who are continuously doing wrong acts and still they seem to be very happy. Don't look at them and mold your life. Because as I told you, the past life they have done some good acts, that's why they are getting all the benefits now. But what they are doing now, definitely they will have to face the consequences later. Nobody can escape that. Nobody in this world can escape the law of karma. So all our scriptures tell us what they tell us. Do good, irrespective of whether somebody is doing good to you or not. Now the question arises, if you be like this, then people will take advantage of you. People will take advantage of you and then exploit you. What shall we do then? If it is a legal matter, you can take legal action. But don't harbor hate in you. If somebody has done something wrong to you, you can take a legal action. You can go to the elders and do whatever is necessary to make sure that that person, people are aware of the wrong he has done. But you don't harbor hate in your heart about him. Because if you harbor hate in your heart, what happens? That becomes a sanskara for you. And that will not give you peace of mind. So you should learn one more quality called as forgiveness. You have to learn to forgive people who have done wrong, how much ever very, very big mistake they have done, crime they have done, still we should learn to forgive in our heart, but legally also we should take the action. This is called as wisdom. In your heart you don't harbor hate. In your heart you don't harbor ill feelings. But if there is a provision by the law, if there is a provision by the society, you take proper action against that one. That is, you are taking a proper action, you are going to express yourself, then take proper action. But you don't harbor hate in you, because if you harbor hate in your heart, it will grow. It will not go by any other means unless you do. You will think that if I do, I will definitely pay him in the same coin. That's called as revenge. And if you think an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So this if you harbor, 100% you will be creating more karma, and again you will have to suffer in the later stage. That is not a logical way of living. The wise way of living is to first forgive in the heart. Then whatever is necessary to do legally, because in legal action, the law is taking the care. You are just expressing your grievance. Right? So there is no karma for you from the lawful method. Lawful means only. But if you directly go to take a revenge, then it becomes wrong, and you are going to once again cause karma for yourself. So this is the general topic. If you have one more question, you can ask. Somebody has a question, you can ask.
திருக்குறள்ல ஒன்று சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, இன்னார் செய்தாரை ஒருத்தர் அவர் நம்மை நன்மை செய்கிறார்.
That's the same logic. वो बुराई करे, हम भलाई करे. वो बुराई करे, हम भलाई करे. Let them do wrong, but you are going to do only good. So, any other thing? Any other question you have? Yes?
So, me action, you put action results to this one. What is a method to reduce the past bad effects?
Very good question. There is no method of reducing the past, but there is a method of increasing the good happiness of the future. There is no method to reduce the past, because that past will keep on coming. There is one method. See, this suffering is there. Pain and suffering are two different things. Pain and suffering are two different things. Suppose a mother is having, let us say mother hurt herself, but the child is in a very good mood and the child is playing. Do you think the mother will remember the pain? The mother will not remember the pain. So pain is there, but suffering is not there. Pain is there, but suffering is not there. So what happens is, when you start thinking about God and good, even the past actions, past fruit of the actions which normally would have produced a lot of suffering in us, they will not produce suffering. They will come as a result. They will come as a result. For example, I had stolen the money of somebody in the past. I am going to lose money now. But because I am in the company of good people, and because I am always thinking of God, this loss will not make me suffer. It's yes, I had done something wrong in the past, that's why I have lost money. I won't cry because of that one. But a normal person, he will say, oh, I have lost so much, and he will start crying. But a person who is in the company of good people, and a person who always meditates upon God, for him the same fruit will not affect him so much. So you can milden can, make it mild. The effect of your past actions will become mild if you are in the company of good people and you are always remembering God. That can be done. So we'll conclude the topic here. Hari Om Tat Sat.